All right, good morning. It is a very gloomy day out today. It's actually 8:30 in the morning, but there is absolutely no sun out at all. So this morning, I thought I might make some chipped beef gravy. Let's see, what am I going to do with that tiny steak? Found some bacon. Not a hamburger. We got lots of hamburger. That is another hamburger. Well, I'm having difficulties. There it is. Alright, I am going to make some chipped beef gravy, and this is the steak that I've got. This is part of the sirloin that I bought several weeks ago and cut it up and froze it. This is why I advocate for cutting up and freezing like everything. You'll have various things in your freezer for weeks and weeks. And I'm going to take the rest of this sirloin and I am going to make chipped beef gravy out of it. Now, traditional chipped beef gravy is made with dehydrated beef. That was the very first recipe. And if you've made chipped beef gravy or seen it at a restaurant, it's made with like that buddig roast beef, which is nasty. I've actually made it with roast beef from the deli before, just the stuff you make your sandwich with. I've made it with that, and it's pretty good. I've never made it with, say, a cut of meat like this, but this is what I have, and I would like some chipped beef on toast. So this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my pan, and I'm going to put it in with a little bit of water. I didn't remember my beef chunk being so thick. Let me show it to you. So here it is. It's actually very, very thick. So I'm going to go ahead and boil it in some salt water for maybe 20 minutes or so. And then I'm going to cut it up and fry it in some margarine. And then I'll start making the beef. Beef gravy, start making the beef gravy. All right, it's time to cut this steak up. Slice it up. It's been boiling for a minute. I've already drained the water off of it. I don't know what to do about this. There's a big chunk of fat that's kind of being difficult. Yep, this fat's going to be difficult. And I'm just going to slice this about as thin as I can get it. Because it is supposed to be chipped beef gravy, so it needs to be very, very thin. Not even sure I'm going to need all of the beef that's here. I think there's about 6 or 8 ounces of beef here. Yeah, maybe I will use all of it. This is going to be delicious. Well, this is taking a little bit of work. think that looks good. All right, let me show you what it looks like. So here is the beef. I've chipped it with a knife and a fork. I'm going to cook this in some butter and add some spices. Boy, I keep calling it butter. It's not butter. It's Imperial congealed vegetable oil. Imperial doesn't even call it what they have, margarine. But we used to call everything, when I was a kid, we called everything butter. I didn't even know until I was older that there was a difference between margarine and butter. I thought they were the same thing. Turns out they are nothing like the same thing. Butter is a natural product and margarine is a science experiment. I would have to look to see if any of the others are describe themselves as a vegetable oil product. My mom used to buy Country Crock. That was the spread that she preferred. And I'm telling you, that makes her richer than me, because I can't even afford Country Crock margarine. I have to buy the Imperial. Or hell, I don't even buy it. I don't even buy it. The food pantry gives it to me. Yeah, so I didn't even buy this Imperial, whatever the hell it is. I'm going to put, what am I going to flavor this with? I guess I need pepper, first and foremost. If I can find it. Don't you hate it when you clean stuff? Where did I do with the pepper? Here it is. So I'm going to put some pepper on this. Put a lot of pepper on it, apparently. And I need to go check a recipe, because beyond pepper, I'm not sure what else I can put in this. So I'm going to go read a couple recipes. All right, so I had to give you my maniacal laugh. I read 3 recipes, and one of them said, they all said salt and pepper, which I already knew. Then one of them said cayenne pepper. Oh yeah. So I'm going to do it. Cayenne pepper. And the other one said Worcestershire sauce. Hey, hey, hey. I am all about that. If I can get it open. Good grief. Okay, that was incredibly painful to open. Worcestershire sauce. This will be great. All right. I've never heard of putting Worcestershire sauce in this. But I'm going to do it. And I did it. I don't know if I'm going to need any more salt, since I salted the water that I boiled the beef in. But that's a taste thing, so I'll have to taste this as I go. All right, so the beef is looking really, really good. So now it's time to add the flour. Add a little bit. Probably good enough. You really just need a little bit of flour, like a 1/4 cup, unless you're making just a massive pile of this stuff. So we want to do this. Kind of coat the beef and with it and get up all the fat and liquid that is available. And then we're going to put it back on the stove. There's really not much to watch because I still don't have a way to rig you above the pan. So that kind of sucks. But I'm going to get the milk because I just got some milk yesterday, but I'm probably going to have to go out tomorrow and get a few things. The weather is not cooperating. It's now raining instead of snowing, and that's worse than snow. So yeah, I'll probably have to go out and get some milk and toilet paper before the weekend. It is a Wednesday. So I'm going to add a little bit of milk. And I am going to stir it around. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to do because the meat is in here. If you want to make it real easy, take the meat out, add more butter, and make your gravy, and then put the meat back in. I'm not sure why it didn't occur to me to do that, but I'm going to do it this way with the meat in the pan. And the flour is going to get big. It's just going to keep expanding. And I like to add my milk slowly. I think I'm going to I might need to turn on the light. Let me see. There we go. So there's what it looks like after a couple applications of milk. Definitely going to need to buy more milk tomorrow. These half gallons really aren't enough, even for me, for one person. I am grateful for them, but I really prefer the 3/4 gallon. It's like that extra fourth of a gallon gets me through the week and maybe allows me to make something extra like this. Whereas the half gallon just barely gets the coffee, and it certainly doesn't give me enough to do stuff like this, even though I'm going to do it anyway because, you know, this is my Christmas breakfast is what this is, why I'm going to all this trouble to make myself a special breakfast. I don't know if anyone in my family is actually having Christmas today. It's not been a good year for most of them. I certainly haven't heard anything, so I think we're all just doing Christmas on our own this year. Alright, I'm going to add just one more little dollop of milk, but here it is. There we go. That's all the milk I'm going to put in there. And I am going to turn up the fire. And I want this to boil, and then I want to turn the fire off. And once you turn the fire all the way up, or as up as you're going to make it, you have to stir it constantly or it will burn. It'll burn and clump. But if you like lumpy gravy, you know. Wait, I think it's boiling. It is boiling. So now I'm going to turn the fire off and continue to stir as it cools down. This type of gravy gets thicker as it gets colder. All right, so let me turn you around. So there it is. Here's my chipped beef gravy with sirloin. Now all I got to do is make the toast. All right, my toast is done, so I am going to butter it and cut it up. Butter actually is much better for this part of it than margarine, just because butter tastes better. But you butter your toast. Or put some butter in there. Then you cut it. There we go. I'll just show you what it looks like. So there's my toast. And there's the chipped beef gravy. If you're wondering how much of this I bought, that would be the sirloin, the spices, and the Worcestershire sauce. The rest of this was supplied by the food pantry. Alright, I think that's it for this video. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.